Hi everyone, welcome back to Level Up Land 2. Made some good progress, got quite a lot of keys. Missed out 2 and 3. That is because I am starting off mostly focusing on collecting Quadrifax. And I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to go to the top left this time. Base wise, I might do 2. I might try and do number 2 and then number 7, if that works out. I'll probably be able to do then 7 then 8, and then if I can, I'll try 3 and then 9. Oh, well. So I was going left, but going out my way to collect these ones. Should I keep my encounter rate up or should I turn it down, do you think? I don't know. Strictly speaking, if you're doing a runway, all you're doing is collecting Quadrifax, then it would be best to, if you are going to have it on a low percentage at any time, then it would be best to do that early rather than later. But that is not yet to be determined. That's whether I should do that or not. Tell you what, I will turn it down actually. I don't see much benefit to me having it up, at least at this point. I'm not training for any bit for any bases or anything. Got a bit of a sore throat. Oh well. Okay. Well, we've got an archer at the back. Did I forget to turn the encounter rate down? I think I did. Archer at the back, well that's okay because we've got weaker enemies at the front. He was going a long shot but didn't get time. And even if he did, it doesn't really matter. Once again, I forgot to turn my encounter rate down. Yeah, quick can be really nice. It ran away, didn't it? I didn't get the boof, so it would have run away. The boof. The death animation and the sound effect. Well, I'll be using quick in this fight. Oh, leprechaun! Come on, can we kill it? I mean, it's not going to do too much. It's not going to help out too much at this point, is it? But, yep, we can kill it. Very, very good. So given that, should I give base 9 a try? Does it really make much of a difference? How that 777 experience, is it really that much of a boost at this point? I mean, it is in the current mod, isn't it? Because I've only killed like outdoor things, so yeah, let's give it a go. I'm right here, so I'll turn my encounter rate up actually. These ones shouldn't be a problem. Need to take off. Well, Drew, you've officially made Quake useless for the rest of this fight. Only thing is, once I've completed this base, how many chronometers will I have left? Probably not enough to go and do base 10. Alien. Oh, nearly double quicken. Yeah, so I'm sort of strength-wise, it seems like I'm sort of kind of ready to deal with this dungeon. Ah, Outer Essence. But I'm not really like super strong for it. Right. Yeah, I wanted to get rid of that. I didn't want to heal, I wanted to get rid of that druid so I could so I didn't have to deal with the Mega Vault. I thought that would be better than just using Regenerate All or Restore All. Let's give it a go. I don't think I'll be able to do it, but I might. Warren, you're on the brink of death. I might not actually win this fight. Ah! Outer Essence again. Quick, right. Restore all or regenerate all, please. Oh, poison. I can maybe last a bit longer. Yeah, regenerate yourself. Right. Well, that was close. That was very close. Ah. Well, okay, this is where my run ends. The fact that I forgot to unequip Outer Essence no longer becomes an issue because I'll be warping back outside again. Oh wow! Wow! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's a holy strike for Blake. That's it. Oh my goodness! This is always the case where I get like a spell with amazing enchantments, and it's like the worst spell the worst like situational spell. Like the situation doesn't work for it. Like holy strike doesn't work well with Blake. My goodness. Still. I mean, Whitney's got plenty of healing, I guess. And Warren, I can give him an extra healing, like team healing one if I really need it. But wow. What a beefy set of enchantments. Jeez. Look at that. All the shells, all the sparks, all the hastes, 2 of the boosts, and 1 jolt and 1 buff. I mean, let's look at Blake's stats when I equip and unequip. Just so many of them jump up. All apart from his fortune. That is ridiculous. Right, so, where am I going? I'm gonna go up left, see if I can get these Chronoflax. Anyway, let's have a look at the keys I've got, because it's such a strange combination, so I'm missing 2, 3, 7 and 8. I'm really not getting them in order. Wow. How did my health get so low? What happened? I wasn't paying attention. Is there any point of holy striking with Blake? I'll have to have a look at his stats. Intelligence, yes, there is. It's going to do more damage. I mean, it's 105 power, so it's going to do more than attack even if they were the same. Yeah, that's the thing with the holies, the holy strike and the holy blast, that they've got a little bit extra of a boost to it. They've got an extra 5% boost to the other strikes and blasts. And they've just got that quirk that they're angelic attacking spells. Na 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 na. Of course, the downside to using a spell rather than attacking is that you don't get an extra spell charge for it. That's the downside. Yeah, I suppose with more time warps, collecting these chronofacts, you're gonna even if you do it early, you're gonna get to the point where your stats are you've just got high stats, so you're gonna naturally be crossing these lands with less of a threat from the enemies. How can I miss that? Right. Raven, Gorilla, Squirrel. Do. I really like that victory fanfare that I've got. It's victory fanfares. It's one of those things where a lot of games have them, and they're so small and they're so iconic to the particular game or series that they're in. And I don't just mean RPGs. So obviously you've got the Final Fantasy and you've got other ones like other games like Sonic the Hedgehog, which for the first two games it's and then from then on it's been no, that's the new one, but the old one was and you've got Super Mario Brothers. I'm just listing victory fanfares now. A very interesting one, I think, is the one from Rayman. Just, yeah, ding. Do. That's Dynasty Warriors. So yeah, I love the games have like these little jingles for like victory, and I think the Level Up Beyond one of do is it very much fits that theme, and I'm really happy with it. Yeah, those druids keep mega vaulting. That's what's causing the great loss of health. kill this one first. Oh, never mind. Thought I'll kill that first and then I'll use chaos. Because there's no point of using chaos when there's when the front enemy's like super low on health anyway. So I'm at the point now where see, it's interesting. The bases, the order that I do them in, is getting less to do with how far into the time warp cycle I am and how far into the warp cycle that I'm in. So for example, I'm thinking I've still got to do base number 2 at this point in the game. At this point in the time warp cycle, I've still got to do base number 2. It's like, I'm obviously, when I do get to doing base 2, I'm going to do that straight away in the warp cycle. And then I'm thinking, well, maybe I can go straight to base 7 after that. But then I'm also thinking, well, I managed to beat base 9, so I might just skip base 7 and go straight to base 8. And I might relegate base 7 to be a base that I do earlier in a warp cycle rather than later in a warp cycle. That is very interesting. So it really does stop being advantageous to do them strictly in order. Whereas the first time warp cycle, it's sort of like, yeah, you're going to do them roughly in order. Well, if Quake is 80% and Explode is 75%, then how come Quake missed and Explode hit? It makes no sense. That's what some people would say. I do have a drink with me. Yes, I'm going to run out of chronometers for the rest of this warp cycle, and I'm going to start the next warp cycle, I think, by coming back up here. I'm trying to collect the rest of these. Or I could just not do that. I could just, I mean, oh no, I think I will. I was thinking, on one hand, what I could do is I could go for the go for some keys, and I was also thinking I could try and just head straight to the sand. Maybe I'm at the point where I can just comfortably get rid of my sandstorms. But I'll probably put sandstorm on. Oh. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'll go down and collect the next 2. Yeah, when it gets to when it gets to these last few steps, that's when it involves a bit more micro. I like how, you know, terms like micro and macro have become like cemented in a gaming lingo. Right. Okay, Chaos. Oh, Nice quicken. You've already got quicken. I might replace it. I'll have to have a look. I think Blake got 2 deaths in a row without any enchantments. Let's check up on that, and it wasn't just my... Yeah, it wasn't just my, my X key not working. Oh, that's chaos, what we're doing. That one there, aha, yeah. What was I doing that for? I was thinking that was quicken for a second, I don't know why. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, one of them's aura. And I'm not too bothered about aura. Yeah, I might just, I mean, with base 24, what I might do is I might just do that last, so that I've got the highest stats and just ignore aura and just rely on my... I mean, I'll have to see how that goes, but... I mean, I can probably do base 24 soon-ish. Yeah, it's got... Yeah, I'm going to equip the other one. How are you doing for healing? So healing, you've got that. That's your best healing one. I will keep Sandstorm on you, but I am going to get rid of a lot of these. I will get rid of Outer Essence. Yeah, with Warren you can be a lot more liberal with deleting them because you can't really equip that much to begin with anyway. Well, I'll keep your Arena Demons. I'll keep one of them at least. Remove, get rid. Right. You. Oh. Hold on, sorry. One second. Right, I'm back. Usually I don't. So, a bit of behind the scenes. Look at that Holy Strike. I can't get over it. Some decent escapes there. I don't really use escape. But I might actually start using escape in... Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll start using escape when if I get like really strong and then I go into, say, base 23 or whatever, I might start using escape there. But I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if like the accuracy of it is worth the time it would take. Right, we'll get rid of these. Your Arena Demons aren't very good. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, sometimes something crops up and it's like I have to reveal some sort of behind the scenes information about how I set this up, and what you probably just heard was a Facebook Messenger sound effect, and that's down to the fact that I forgot to close it. I always, whenever I start recording, one of the things that I have to remember to do is to close down, or like close my tab with Facebook open so I don't get those ding sounds. But it came through. So Technical hiccups are just a natural part of doing anything on a computer. They just are. That's why we got an episode with no game audio. It's why the first two episodes had all the sprites, had like all these vertical lines everywhere. And it's why I've just now heard a Facebook notification sound. I mean, when you think about it, right, okay, so using a spell reduces your capacity to... You don't get another charge spell, right? But not getting charges doesn't limit how much you can do. Well, it doesn't limit the quantity of how much you can do, it only limits the choice of what you can do. So, say for example, Warren here can equip 2 spells. Now Warren will... What that naturally means is that Warren will attack a lot more than Whitney does, or Blake. This is the one that I declined to pick up in favour of the other two before. Oh. So I've lost my train of thought again. I hate it when that happens. It happens all the time. Right. Yeah, so for example, Warren here. Warren will be attacking more often because he doesn't get his spell charges as often. Whereas Whitney, she gets spell charges every time because she's got 5 slots, so each one of them has a 20% chance of charging. Mutually exclusive 20% chance. So that just means that Warren has to attack more often, but Whitney can still keep attacking if you choose to. So if you go into the final base and you don't have anything with aura on, they're still not going to be taking turns as often as they would normally. It's just that they will only be attacking. So when I use Holy Strike with Blake, the fact that that doesn't the fact that that means that he won't get another charge from using it, that might not necessarily be a bad thing. I mean, it's bad in that you have less choice. And I'm going too far out. I'm thinking I'm going like round the outskirts, but I'm not really. I'm just taking the long way around. Let's just focus on the Chronofax here. Let's go down and left. Yeah, that was a waste. That was a waste of steps. I'll tell you what though, when I get all these Chronofax, I feel like it's going to be such a blitz to get through the rest of these dungeons. And I suppose the spell to really think about when it comes to like charges and everything is refresh. So do you remember, I think it was on my first time off cycle, there was one point I had Whitney had 2 refreshers on. And that was because she because of the enchantments that were on it. She had 2 refreshers on Whitney. And what ends up happening was that those 2 refresh spells had loads of charges on. Just absolutely loads. Oh well, this is quite a big... This patch of Chronofax is much bigger than I thought it would be. It just gets to the point where it feels annoying when they're spread out a bit, like when there's some space between them. It's like, I've got to take like 7 steps to get to the next Chronofact. I mean, I didn't get to clear all these out. But I thought I would be able to. I won't get to that one, so I'll just warp. Oh, imagine I got another really powerful... I'll leave him for now. I imagine I got another really powerful thing for Blake there. Another really powerful Holy Strike. So I suppose the question is, or one question can be, is what are the chances of getting a spell with every enchantment on? And the answer is, I don't know. I think I've been through this before. I mean, I can work it out, but the way that the spell enchantments work is that when a spell is created, it has a level which is hidden away from the player, between 1 and 5. But it's not completely right. It's not like an even distribution. It picks a random number between 1 and 5, and then it picks a random number between 1 and that. So say if the first random number is 4. I mean, I suppose the easiest way to the easiest way to describe it is it picks 2 random numbers between 1 and 5. So they say the first one's 2 and then the second one's 3. Then the level of the spell will be 2. If the first number is 4, the second one's 4, then the spell is level 4. If one of them's 1 and the other one's 5, the spell is level 1, right? So that determines like a level of the spell. And then each enchantment, apart from the bottom 3, Attract, Repel and Aura, which are at a flat percentage, I forget what they are, it has a level out of 20% chance of... Every enchantment has a level out of 20% chance of being active. So, I'm going to get these sand ones. I always tend to leave these ones till later. The infamous random patch of sand in the middle of the map. Yeah, so for example, that Holy Strike I got for Blake, let's say, I mean, it probably is, but let's say that turns out to be level 5, then that means for every spell, every enchantment, apart from Attract, Repel and Aura, had a 1 in 4% chance, a 1 in 4 chance of being active. And so it got lucky on the levels, then it got lucky on those. So the chance of having a spell with everything on is very low. Well, a long shot from an archer in the middle does not one-shot Amy? Amy? I think it's because I saw aim. Whitney. I'll call Whitney Amy then. Does not one-shot Whitney. Yeah. When your wires get crossed, you see 2 words at once. Yeah, because I saw that the archer was aiming, and I was thinking that I was going to say Whitney, so I ended up saying Amy. Right. Is there any point in me swapping over some sandstorms? I'll give you that sandstorm. Quick. Yeah, go on. See, there's loads to collect on here. I'll go for all the Chronofax north of where I am at. And then I'll go back onto the grass and get the rest there as much as I can. But yeah, I mean, like I said before, one benefit Sandstorm. I mean, Sandstorm is basically in a demon but for sand. So I've said that before, but one benefit that Sandstorm does have is that you can use Outer Essence at the same time as it, with the same level of effectiveness. So you can have Sandstorm and Outer Essence. But I do like Sandstorm. I say that about a lot of spells, don't I? I know, that's good. That's a good sign, I think. That's a good sign of a good game. I mean, these enemies are putting up a fight, so maybe it isn't time for me to get rid of my sandstorms just yet. What's my encounter? Is my encounter rate low? I want to keep it low at the moment. I think it is. Oh, poor duck at the back. You've got to endure all this singing. And a sandstorm. I hope you find your eclectic friend. Well, actually, no, I don't. I mean, in reality, I'm working to kill you. So, if you didn't cross my path and forced me to kill you, I would have liked you to have found your eclectic friend. You know, it's interesting in a way, like, the little biographies of the enemies. Some of them, like Duck and like Ghost, I think, treat they treat them as sort of like a character, like a person, like with a unique like history and all that. But they're not characters so much as they're just like, you know, categories. There's not one Duck, there's not one Ghost. So when the Ghost is like, when it refers to the incident, that's talking about like a ghost, isn't it? But there's plenty of ghosts. You can't dart around as quickly on this as you can in the first game. And I also realised I've been forgetting to try to recall the enemy bios as I've been fighting these. Is that alright? Should just use Sandstorm straight away, shouldn't I? Shouldn't have bothered waiting. Well, see, yeah, they are putting up a good fight. Health goes quite down, and I am needing to heal. It's not like the field where I can just plough through them. Right. So I'm going to ignore that one. I'll come back to it. Start to run out of chronometers rather. And next warp cycle, I'll just head straight east. How bizarre! It's so bizarre that I have to look up and do base number 2. It's just, it's just so weird. But you know, what time warping does to you. I am going twice as fast as I was the first time round. So it changes your strategy up. But you know, it's one of those things where people like to... People will say things about like difficulty levels and all that, like how hard something is. And so, in effect... No... Right, how do I frame this? Oh, I didn't realise I was so far north. But yeah, people will complain about like difficulty levels, how hard something is, and people will say that, well, if you just allow an option to play through the game on an easier mode, that doesn't change the game at all. It just means that people who aren't as good will be able to play it. And I've said this, I don't know if I've said this whilst playing Levelland 2, but it does change the game. I mean, it's ridiculous because you can't just change difficulty. There's no single thing. There's no difficulty thing. If you want to change difficulty, you have to change the elements. It's like food analogy incoming, but it's like saying, oh, I want a cake, but I want it to be less cakey. Well, what do you mean? Do you mean like fewer ingredients? Do you mean a smaller cake? Like, what does that mean? So, right, I'll delete these and I'll get back to it. And I've got to think. I'm talking about difficulty levels, so I don't forget what I was saying. I have to be careful not to get rid of healing spells for Blake, because he's currently using Outer Essence, which is only going to be useful temporarily. Now, what was he using? It was Quicken, wasn't it? Yeah, that Quicken. Right. Right, I'll rearrange this. Oh, what was I using for you? I've just deleted. Ah. Well, I don't know what it was, but I've deleted it. Whatever it was I was using for Whitney. That's annoying. Just have to pile on the healing spells. Restore all, 2 regenerate, and regenerate all. That's not great. I mean, when I get inside, I'll be able to put on an inner demon. You know what? I'm going to take off this regenerate. I'm just going to give her rage, just for now. Because I don't need the healing. Right. Difficulties. So yeah, people say, oh, it's just the same, but it isn't, because you have to change things. And so people will say that that's like you're using that as an argument against people against the existence of things being easier. And that's true to an extent, but I think when it comes to things being easier, also making them different, that is in and of itself an interesting thing, because you can. That means you can introduce a player who. Oh wow, there's loads of these down here. You can introduce a player to something new that's easier, but still has value because it's different. And I think people don't account for that a lot of the time. Like, say if you've got a game where you have to play through, it's like, oh, you play through on hard mode and you play through on normal and easy and whatever. I mean, the idea of difficulty settings in general, I think, are generally a bad idea. I think the game should naturally be designed to accommodate for a variety of players and a variety of like a variety of skill levels and just a variety. Like, the game should take into account its audience, and if that audience includes people who won't be as good, then that's something that they would need to consider. And I've just noticed the rage there for Whitney is so powerful because her intelligence is high, but her health is not. So yeah, rage is basically like a kamikaze attack in a way. Not entirely, but sort of. And so I use this game as an example. It is a fact that the first time warp cycle will be the easiest. Not the hardest, rather. Not only do you not have the information that you've gathered over that time, but your growth is lower. So it is a fact, an absolute fact, that subsequent time warp cycles they will be easier. It's a game that, in quotes, gets easier over time. Depending on how you think about it. But the fact that you can do, like, I can do now if I was to play this game now, right, on my third time warp cycle as I am, I could play it the same way as I did the first one and I'd have an easier time. But my goal isn't to do what I did the first time warp cycle as good as I can. My goal is to do this time warp cycle as good as I can. So So it's not a case of just doing the same thing but easier, because the fact that I am leveling up faster means that there are different strategies that are going to, like, my strategies are going to change, and I think that, whilst in previous time up cycles they wouldn't have been good strategies particularly, this time round they can be. So I'm having to think about, like, the order of the bases and everything. I'm having to think about it in different ways, and in my mind that's a value. That's valuable. And so I think the people who say that I think so you get, like, there's this whole thing, I hate this whole thing, like, oh, gaming elitism, where people say, like, oh, you gotta get good and beat all these hard difficulties, and then the people say, like, no, there should be easy modes because there are other people who would like to play the game. But I'm here thinking, like, well, those people who say there should be easy modes for those less skilled players, I think they're doing a bad job of recognising how good those easier modes are for the high skilled players. Although, like I said before, I don't think difficulty modes in general are a very good idea. I mean, there are some games where, I mean, the concept of difficulty modes, right? Like, you can call them easy, medium, and hard. It's not that really, because you start a game and you're expected to know what skill level you're at, and you're expected to know what these things mean when you don't have a clue what they mean. And I think that's generally a bad design. But I do think there are games where they've got, like, easy, medium, and hard and all that, but they frame it differently, and they frame it like, well, you can activate certain restrictions or you can activate certain boosts, but the downside to those boosts is that you don't get certain rewards or something like that. And, like, when it's transparent like that, and it lets you see through, and you know like what you're going in for, and, like, as you're playing the game you can make decisions based off what your skill level is, and as a result I think as a result you get different outcomes that suit that. I think that's much better. I remember like, there was a racing game, I think it was Destruction Derby 2, Destruction Derby 2, I don't know how you want to pronounce it. Not a fantastic game, it's okay, but I remember there's, of the different cars you can select, there are, instead of having, like, easy, medium, and hard, they have, like, novice, amateur, and pro. And whilst the easy option, the novice option, isn't actually the easiest for everybody, whereas if it was just easy, medium, and hard, then obviously the easy car everyone would just pick that, because it's like, well, why not? It's just got high stats in everything. There's nothing in this game to like enforce or influence me to do anything. Otherwise, I might as well just pick the easiest thing. But by having, like, novice, amateur, and pro, what they're doing there is they're saying that, right, well, this one will get you through, and this one's, if you're new to the game and you don't really quite understand how it works, this one's going to be the best one for you. But as you progress, you're going to find, like, new little techniques and new little strategies that this card just can't accommodate for. So we're going to put those, if you want to be able to make use of those, you're going to have to get used to the fact that other benefits are going to have to start to like deteriorate. And I think that's the sort of the motivation behind my philosophy that more powerful things in games should generally be more complicated. In that, if something's easy, then something like, for example, something that's like easy, simple to use, would be something that's just like deals X amount of damage. Okay, so that's something that's just straight up, it does damage, right? And then as you progress through the game, and this is very much Level Up Land 1 thing as well, as you progress through the game and you get more skilled, you start getting things with a bit more nuance to them. So it might be, well, this hurts the enemy by a percentage of their health, or this hurts the enemy and it does this other weird thing. And I think those things, when you introduce those things later on, and you introduce those more complicated options, that is when something gets really good. That is when, you know, you start really delving into the game and you start thinking about how the different mechanics work and everything. So there's a bit of my philosophy behind the whole thing. Anyway, this elf, it keeps blessing, so this there you go. And what, you killed yourself in the process. You just thought, I'm going to take out this archer for the team. Dabba dabba dabba. Do do. I'll go up, I'll leave that one. I'll crack these ones here, then I'll warp. It's going to take too many chronometers to go back down. But hey, good progress. I mean, I've only managed to get one key, but I didn't intend to get any keys, really. I just intended to get some more chronofacts. I would like to get enough chronofacts that I can do base 2, then 7, then 8. And then... or maybe I'll do 2, then 7, then 10? Because I have to do 2. No, I might do 2, then 8. I think I'll do 2, then 8. And then I might go 3, then 10. And then 7, then maybe 7 to 13 or something like that. I mean, I'm powerful enough to. I'm confident that I can. I'm interested mostly here in what demonic spells Whitney gets. Step mine. Step mine. Low on enchantments, but it's getting there. Right. Tell you what, I'll leave that. I'll save. I'll end this episode here, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.